What's good, fam? Yesterday was July 4th, 2026, and while the rest of the world was out here blowing up fireworks, Drake was probably tucked away in that embassy, watching the ghost of his own career haunt the timeline. We just hit the official 2-year anniversary of the Not Like Us music video release, and it has been 2 full years since Kendrick Lamar turned the whole holiday into a funeral for the OVO brand. The reality is that the song has not aged a single day because it is still a global cultural fixture that refuses to go away. Most songs this big usually fade out after a few months, but Kendrick and his team are playing chess while Drake is out here playing with lawsuits. They re-uploaded the track to major streaming platforms back in May of 2026 with updated metadata, which was a veteran move to ensure the song stays glued to the charts for the next decade.
My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59.
Can you imagine what it would be like to have the most popular song of the year be dissing you, and everywhere you go, people are playing it and dancing to it?
It proves that the Compton savior is not letting his foot off Drake's neck even years after the initial body was caught. It is straight up nasty work to refresh the metadata on a diss track just to make sure the algorithm keeps feeding it to the masses like it just dropped yesterday. The strategy is working perfectly because you cannot go to a cookout or a club without hearing the entire world call Drake a certified lover boy in the worst way possible. The level of dominance we are seeing is something the genre has never dealt with before, especially when you look back at how 2025 played out for the West Coast.
My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59.
Kendrick did not just win the battle in the streets and on the charts. He walked into the 2025 Grammy Awards and took home 5 trophies. He grabbed Record of the Year and Song of the Year for a track that was literally designed to ruin another man's life. That was the moment the industry officially picked a side and decided that Drake's reign as the untouchable hitmaker was officially over. It was followed by that Super Bowl 59 performance on February 9th of 2025 that served as a global humiliation ritual. Performing that diss track before millions of people on the biggest stage in the world was the ultimate power move, and it showed that Kendrick had the full backing of the cultural institutions that Drake used to lean on.
A clash of titans, the Pulitzer-winning Super Bowl headliner.
My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59.
Healing and unity were the main objectives here at the pop-out, overshadowing any disses. But Drake's role as a common adversary helped achieve that unity, singing each song from his side of the disses to singing Not Like Us 5 times during the pop-out.
We also have to talk about the energy in the streets because West Coast unity is still sitting at an all-time high following that Juneteenth 2024 pop-out concert at the Kia Forum. Seeing all those different gangs united on one stage was a miracle that nobody thought was possible. And Kendrick managed to do that by giving them a common enemy to rally against, which is exactly why Drake is still struggling to find his footing in 2026. While Kendrick is out here enjoying a historic victory lap that seems like it might never end, Drake just dropped his latest project called Iceman in June of 2026. And
We'll see if Iceman can help him move on and release him from this never-ending nightmare. But I suspect that he might stay stuck in this sunken place forever.
Drake.
industry analysts are already calling it a massive failure in terms of shifting the narrative back in his favor. Market data shows the project is struggling to even come close to the commercial heights of his catalog before 2024. That happened because of the sustained reputational damage he took during the Great Rap War. People are just not buying the tough guy act or the lover boy persona anymore because the curtain was pulled back too far. New investigative pieces that dropped on June 29th of 2026 are tracing his current anger all the way back to 2013. Drake has been holding on to this defensive energy ever since Kendrick dropped that Control verse over a decade ago. But the difference now is that he has no more cards left to play in the booth, so he is trying to use the legal system to do what his pen could not.
To any that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him.
Now Drake is suing the record label that represents them for defamation.
Critics are arguing that the Iceman album feels less like a genuine artistic step forward and more like a desperate distraction from the ongoing legal battles he has sparked with everyone from his own label to the streaming giants. His entire Iceman rollout has been catching major heat because everyone keeps comparing it to Kendrick's GNX album from late 2024. That project basically turned Lamar into the undisputed king of this generation while Drake was still trying to find his footing. You really can't ignore the massive quality gap when you put a day one classic next to a collection of rejected timestamp songs and bitter subliminals. Iceman just feels like a bunch of leftovers that didn't make the cut for a better project.
In the battle of the wordsmith versus the hitmaker, each rapper now fighting for the top spot in hip-hop.
At the end of the day, Kendrick should continue riding this wave.
It is wild to see Drake still fighting a 2024 war in a 2026 world while the rest of the culture has already moved on. Dropping lyrics about a beef he lost years ago makes him look like he is chasing a ghost that doesn't even remember he exists. He thinks he can force a comeback by flooding the zone with high-budget videos and sheer volume, but the game has changed. We are in an era where authenticity carries more weight than raw numbers, and right now, Drake's authenticity account is looking pretty empty. Watching a man who used to run the whole industry get reduced to suing people for his own lack of relevance is just straight up embarrassing. It proves that once you lose your grip on the culture, no amount of cash or fancy legal filings can buy that respect back.
This song became so massive and became Kendrick's verse, pushing Kendrick's career further than ever into the starlight for attacking industry idols such as Big Sean, J. Cole, and of course, Drake.
Drake really thought he was too big to fail until Kendrick showed him that nobody is above the culture. And now the anniversary of Not Like Us serves as a yearly reminder of that defeat. Some stains just never wash out, even if you try to scrub them with desperate lawsuits and mid-albums. We have to talk about the most pathetic part of this whole situation, because Drake has officially entered his litigant era. His legal team is out here chasing ghosts with these massive lawsuits against Universal Music Group and Spotify, as if that will fix his reputation. This is easily some of the most desperate behavior we have ever seen from a superstar in hip-hop history. He is actually trying to convince a federal judge that a secret corporate conspiracy existed just to boost Kendrick's numbers and hurt his feelings. The main claim in this legal mess is that UMG used underground bot farms to fake over 700 million streams on Not Like Us.
UMG saying in a statement, in part, not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical.
Anyone with an internet connection and working ears knows the streets were playing that song for free without any help from a computer program. It is the ultimate irony to see the man who spent 10 years bragging about his chart positions, crying about fake numbers the second he loses his spot at the top. He loved the system when he was winning, but now that he is losing, he wants to call the whole thing a scam. He did grab a small victory when he settled with iHeartMedia in 2025 after his lawyers found some internal documents about pay-for-play deals. He tried to use that settlement as proof that the entire industry is rigged against him, but that is a massive reach. Even with those documents, you cannot argue that Kendrick didn't wash him in front of the whole planet. You can't use bots to make the entire world sing along at every stadium and cook out from Compton to New York. Legal experts watching from the sidelines are already calling his defamation claims about the Super Bowl 59 performance a total joke. That case has zero chance of winning in a real courtroom because you can't sue someone for being better than you on stage. In this culture, you don't get to sue another man for hurting your feelings or calling out your nonsense in a song. Trying to take Kendrick to court for performing a diss track at the Super Bowl is just nasty work that shows how far he has fallen. This move shows he has completely lost touch with the culture that made him rich, and fans are seeing right through the smoke and mirrors. Moving from the recording booth to the federal courthouse is the clearest sign that Drake knows he can't compete on a lyrical level anymore.
He was complaining that the refs had done him wrong.
I can't stop reading. Drake's filing. Drake's court filing.
He is trying to use a briefcase to accomplish what his pen failed to do back in 2024. He is basically trying to sue his way back into a position of power that he lost because he got outworked by a superior artist. That kind of move leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth and makes the whole OVO camp look desperate. They look like they are in total panic mode, scrambling for any technicality to explain why the entire industry turned its back on them the moment the playing field got leveled. It is a sad ending for a camp that used to be untouchable. Before we move on and see how Dot actually reset the whole industry back in 2024, tell me what y'all think about this legal move. Is Drake really trying to innovate, or is this just a massive white flag because he cannot win with the pen? Drop your thoughts in the comments, no cap. And while you are at it, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's continue. Historians are already looking back at that window from March to May of 2024 as the Great Rap War. It stands as the single most important moment in 21st century music history. This was not just some minor back and forth between two rappers who had a grudge. It was a total shift in how power works in this genre that ended the Big Three era for good. Kendrick showed up on that Like That verse and told the world it was just Big Him. He spent the next 2 months proving exactly why he deserved that crown while Drake was busy making every major mistake possible.
Kendrick has clearly moved on. He dropped a hot album, GNX, that had huge hits that had nothing to do with Drake in the battle.
We can never forget the absolute disaster of the tailor-made freestyle where Drake used AI vocals for Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg to talk shit to Kendrick for him. Real hip-hop heads point to that moment as when Drake lost his mind and pushed away the culture. You do not play with the legacies of West Coast legends like that just to win a petty argument. It was disrespectful and corny, and it backfired so hard that he never recovered his standing with the people who actually care about this music. Then you have to deal with the heavy stuff because those allegations of pedophilic behavior and sex trafficking that Kendrick put on Drake's head created a permanent stain. No amount of legal filings can ever truly wash that away. Kendrick did not just call him a bad rapper. He painted a picture of a man who is a danger to the culture and the youth. Those images were so striking and felt so real to the public that they became part of Drake's permanent record. Even if he wins every single lawsuit he filed against UMG or Spotify, what the public thinks has already shifted. You cannot sue people into liking your music or respecting your character again.
He was complaining that the refs had done him wrong.
I can't stop reading. Drake's filing. Drake's court filing.
Kendrick won because he chose to unite the culture and bring the people together under a common banner of West Coast excellence. Drake is just left out in the cold, trying to buy back his relevance through courtroom battles, while Kendrick focuses on the art. Kendrick chose the people, while Drake chose the lawyers and the corporate filings. Sitting here in 2026, it is more obvious than ever who actually walked away with the soul of hip-hop. Drake is out here dropping projects like Iceman that feel like a collection of bitter timestamp songs and rejected subliminals. Meanwhile, Kendrick is enjoying a victory lap that has seen him win 5 Grammys and headline the biggest stage in the world. The gap between them has never been wider because one of them is focused on moving the culture forward. The other is stuck in a 2024 loop, trying to prove he did not lose a fight everyone saw him lose in real time. It is a sad look for a man who once ran the entire game. It serves as a massive lesson for anyone else who thinks they can outrun the truth with a big enough legal budget.
To any that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him.
Now Drake is suing the record label that represents them for defamation.
You can hire all the lawyers in the world and file all the injunctions you want. But hip-hop is about the truth and the feeling of the people. Those are two things that Drake simply cannot afford anymore. While Drake fights a legal war, Kendrick is winning the cultural one, and the culture always gets the final say in this game. Kendrick is representing for the city and the coast with his head held high. Drake is hiding behind his legal team, hoping that some judge will tell him he is still the man. Everyone knows the truth, and the anniversary of Not Like Us is just a yearly reminder that the crown was taken rather than stolen. It is never going back to Toronto. Before we move on and see how Drake tries to spin this next round of court dates, tell me what you think about this move from the booth to the courtroom. Tell me if Drake is the corniest legend in the game for suing Kendrick and UMG. Tell me if you think he actually has a point about these bad allegations. Tell me in the comments, no cap. While you're at it, like and subscribe. Let us continue.